I did an experiment, and I tested the Stop-Slop sound human process on two different models. Some might say the most competent, powerful models in existence at this moment. Fable 5 and GPT 5.6 SOL. I had them duel it out. 63,000 words, 34 chapters, 3 acts. They wrote almost every sentence of that, and I can prove that, because I recorded the whole thing. I did the metaphors. Those 12 lines are what makes this my book. Here's what I actually did. I wrote one package and froze it. Premise, a world Bible, a chapter outline, a cast of characters, a set of prose rules, and a name bank. Then I handed the identical baggage to two of the most rival models and told them, duel it out. Write all of it, and don't look at each other's work. As I stated, one was Claude, one was GPT. Anthropic and OpenAI are always duking it out. Well, I put it to the test with creative writing in my process. I'm not going to pretend that that was a fair fight in some scientific sense, because it wasn't a lab. I wasn't wearing a lab coat. It was a guy in a room with 2 subscriptions, but the package was identical, and the rules were identical, and neither of them saw each other's pages. And then I judged it blind. Act by act. The script flipped a coin and relabeled them A and B and sealed them in an answer file. I didn't open that until after I read both. I picked a winner. I opened the key, and I was able to tell which model was which each time. I got it right every time. And that's the part that should bother you a little bit. 2 of the most capable writing systems on Earth, given the same outline, and I could still tell them apart by page 2. Scratch that. I could tell by the 3rd paragraph, and I did not throw the loser away. That's the part most people would skip. Every round, the winner became the base, and went back through the loser's draft and took everything that was better. I mined it for all the gold that was worth, and imported a line, a scene, an argument I hadn't thought of. 18 separate grafts in the final act alone, all of them lobbed with a reason in a file anyone could read. So that's a book. This is a real, finished, working novel. And it's pretty good. And at that point, it's not mine. Not yet. Here's the thing I built into the frozen package from the very first day before either model wrote a word. Every time the story reached a moment where a metaphor should go, the model wasn't allowed to write one. And to stop and leave a marker, a hole in the page with a note describing what the hole was for. 21 of them across the book. Those are mine to fill. And I cannot fill them by being clever. I had to go get something real and put it in. So let me show you what that actually cost. Chapter 28. The crew is being asked to trade one of their own to save the rest, and they refuse, all at once. And the book needs one line to say what that refusal feels like from inside. I couldn't write it from imagination. I wrote it from my mother's point of view. Every soul at the table had been handed some year of their life, every reason in the world to quit on somebody, and here they were all declining at once. That's a line about my mom not getting up on an addict. It's sitting in the science fiction novel about a salvage crew, and nobody will ever know. Chapter 31. The main character cuts into an enemy ship while the whole crew is standing somewhere else in open, keeping every promise they made. I used to be a magician. And the thing about being a magician, which I'd argue, is the most honest profession there is, the only honest profession, because a magician tells you up front that he's going to fool you, he's going to deceive you, and then he does it. And every word he said was true. So that's the line. Every magic trick is announced. Chapter 34, the last one in the book. An artificial mind is talking to a dead man who saved her 25 years ago and never got thanked for it. As she cannot visit a grave, as she cannot send anything, she can't even be certain she's alive. In recovery, there's a thing called the living amends. In the 9th step, when you go to make amends to people, wherever possible. When you can't make it right with somebody directly because they're gone, you make it right by how you live from then on. You just keep going and do the next right thing. So that's the last metaphor in the book. You cannot pay the dead. You can only continue. 12 lines, an extra zero on a check, a boat my father showed me once, a wrench on a bolt that wouldn't move, the sound a book makes when you drop it on a table for the first time, my parents not quitting, a magic trick, a pen name, the 9th step. None of that is any training set. None of that could have been generated, because it happened to me. And I put it in a book about a man and a machine trying to keep each other alive. So who wrote Ironblood? The machines wrote the prose. I designed the story, froze the rules, judged every round, merged both drafts by hand, and put my own life into the 12 places where the book needed a human being. If you think that means I didn't write it, that's a real position, and I'm not going to try and talk you out of it in this video. But I'd ask you what you think an editor does, what a book doctor does, what a ghostwriter does. That work has been invisible in the publishing industry for 100 years, and nobody ever demanded a list. I'm not hiding any of it. That's the whole point of this channel. Every marriage, every ruling, every metaphor where it came from is written down in a file, and I'll put them in the description. And the book's done. It's 63,000 words and it works. And the 12 lines that make it mine cost more than the other 63,000 words put together. Sound to you, Mineth.